age of 14 is when you age out of Little League, which is free ball. If your family cannot afford baseball, after that, then you don't get to play.
There's a growing push to make baseball more accessible, and some of the sport's biggest stars are leading the charge. Joining us live with the details is longtime major leaguer Curtis Granderson. Curtis, good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's great to chat with you. And a lot of us know you from your 16 years in the major leagues. But, you know, these days you are the board chair of the Players Alliance. Tell us about this organization and the mission.
It's amazing. It unfortunately came together in 2020 on the heels of George Floyd. But at that time, there was no baseball being played. Everybody was stuck in the house because we were right in the heart of COVID. But a lot of current and former black ball players came together trying to continue something we had been talking about for the last few decades. How do we affect and make more change in our game? Now we had everybody together. Everybody had figured out what Zoom was. We were able to get hundreds of players quickly. One of our founding board members, Edwin Jackson, who's played with every team almost imaginable and knew everyone, was able to just start reaching out, hop in, come and talk about it. Let's hear what you got to say and your feedback, along with founders Cameron Maben and Dee Gordon, a fellow Seattle Mariner. And together we were able to put together the Players Alliance, which is striving to make change in the game, on the field, in the front office, and all throughout, just to provide more opportunities for black players that just want to be in this game and just want to continue to have more opportunities.
Well, tell us about the systemic barriers surrounding baseball and why it can be challenging for some kids to break into the sport.
It's a challenge, and you segued it into this part where we talked about from the ages of 12, 13, and then once you get to 14, there's a drastic drop-off. In the U.S., baseball is still very popular amongst every race and amongst every ethnicity and amongst every gender. Once you get to 12 years old, we have about 3 million kids that play in the U.S. As soon as you get to 13, that number drops by almost 2 million kids. And you got to wonder, okay, why is that? The field gets a little bit bigger, but that shouldn't be the issue. Obviously, some of the challenges start to come and you start to figure out, am I good, am I not? But again, that's not the big thing. But the big issue starts to become the financial burden to keep you from playing this game that you've grown up loving and just want to do it. Travel ball has taken on and it has a great place when the right opportunity is made available. But if you're just that kid that just wants to play baseball, that local league that you were in might not have a team. The rec league, your park district, all those areas that used to have those teams don't necessarily have it. And if I just want to play, I get priced out of this game. Case in point, I got family, friends that contact me saying, you know what, I'm thinking about getting an RV because going to all these travel ball tournaments, paying all these hotel fees, paying all these fees, it's cheaper for me to do that than to try to do this. So imagine those challenges for all the kids out there that just want to play the game.
I love it. Now, tell us about Tony's Promise. So what's happening there as we gear up for Major League Baseball All-Star Week here in Seattle?
This is really cool. You know, we have All-Star in Seattle. Exciting to get a chance to be back there. It's a great place to have baseball, especially at this time of the year. But, of course, we also have softball being played. Jenny Finch, one of the best softball players ever to play this game, puts on her All-Star competition there. And we said, you know what, the Players Alliance needs to get a team out there. So Toni Stone, the first professional female to play, a woman of color, we decided to make this team named after her, Tony's Promise. And we've reached out to black players and Latino players all across the country, including one player from Seattle that's going to be on the team. So they're going to get a chance to participate in this tournament this weekend. The championships are going to be held on Sunday. Hopefully Tony's Promise will be in one of those final rounds. And if you're anyone that's watching, come out and check them out.
All right, sounds great. Major League star Curtis Granderson, thanks so much.
No problem. Thanks for having me, and enjoy your All-Star.
You better believe it. We are. All right, let's check in with Brian McMillan.